Grand Rising. I started a video. It was a little chilly, and it's still too early, so I gotta be quiet. I've seen people sit in their cars, so I guess I'm gonna start. Oops, sorry about the light. Um, the, I just we're, when we come back to Earth, from we are all spiritual people, and we're spirits actually, and when we decide to come to Earth, we we make a mission plan with God, and we come back to Earth. People stand in line to get this opportunity, and we make a contract. I don't know if everyone makes it with God or if He's got an agency, and I made mine with God because of who I am. Um, and Rick made his with God because of who he was. That's why I hung in there so badly. But I don't know. God let me out of it, so I gave up. Uh, you know, and I guess that's happened a lot. We need to pray for our all our chosen ones. There was 144,000 of us, and I think there still will be, because new contracts happen too. You know, there's uh, there's new contracts happen. I know, because I got let out of mine and I got a new contract. Um, so, um, but we all have a mission, and we have a life's purpose, and we're supposed to spread it. And I remember watching Oprah in the 90s, and she said, you're going to keep going through the same cycle until you get the lesson. So learn the lesson and move on. Well, sometimes the lessons aren't so obvious, except especially when there's a coven behind it. I mean, it's hard enough to get through the world, but these days there are these things called covens, and they're all over the world. And I read finally that they're going down because I finally got insight that and let it out there that which I knew. I mean, I knew I was fighting a local uh, coven because they live by me. But I know we're not the I know I'm not the only one. I may be a big one, like an important one because of who my connections are. But it is everybody, the 144,000 of us, we're all important. We all agreed to hang in there for each other and not give up. So, that's, I didn't know that at the time, but I just felt it in my being that I was supposed to give it everything I had. Um, and, I had God fighting there with me, so, I kept going. But when God tells you to give it up, you kind of give it up. Uh, I don't know. I tend to listen to people now. I didn't always when I was a kid, but I was a bit of a rebellion or rebel. But now I know why. I was sexually abused by three different ancestors. Yeah, they are. Well, no, three different relatives, because one wasn't really a relative. One was like the husband of a cousin of my mother, and none of them knew, because the first time I was abused, they said, don't tell, it'll ruin the family. And, you want to be a good kid, you don't want to ruin the family, so you shut up. And that happened for years. Um, and finally, my little sister said something about that one. I did not know that. He just disappeared and it stopped. I don't remember if it started again when I had to go live there for a while, but I really don't remember. It might have. I don't know. I think I tried to repress those memories because it was pretty confusing and painful. Um, and then there was another one that the one found out about the other one because I'm honest to a fault, I guess. Respect the elders. That's what I was raised as. I had manners. We were raised with all the little good things. Treat treat others, do unto others, love thy neighbor, covet, don't want what somebody else has got. Um, it's just the basics. And I didn't go to church when I was little. I went to Sunday school with a cousin, and I got chicken pox, and I got to choose to stay home, and Bonnie and Dagwood and Laurel and Hardy and the Three Stooges were on Sundays from 11:30 to 1, and that was what I chose over. I had been sick, and I had to sit still, and I wasn't a good sit still even when I was little. But then, sadly, that made me start sitting still. I think that's kind of when I started getting really attached to cartoons and just comedy, because my life sucked so bad, and just watching comedies helped me laugh, and forget about it. And I don't know, I don't know. But let me see, the second abuser. I was pulled out of bed at 9 years old. I thought it was 10. Because I remember 10, I got a brainwave at Strong because I just couldn't deal with what was happening. And I really wasn't getting sleep, woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning to be poked and poked and poked and, and then I'd get yelled at in the morning. Come on, get up, you're gonna miss bus. Yeah, if you only freaking knew. And I lost my virginity that way, to that one. Yeah, that's I do remember a visual, like, snapshot, and I think that's all my brain can handle, remembering about that experience. But no, the poking went on for years after that, but I think the actual rape at 9 was the only one time, and I think he actually knew that part was definitely wrong, or it scared the hell out of him, or God put the fear of God in him. I don't know what it was, but luckily that stopped. But and then there was the family relative husband thing. That was a ride in the car during the summer, and it might have happened more than one summer. I really don't remember. But, back in the day, there were station wagons and bucket seats in the front, and the man would sit in the middle by his wife. My mother was on the other side in the front seat, and the back seat was down, and all the kids were sprawled out in the back with the seat down. I was the biggest one, and for some reason my knees were up against the seat to sleep on the way. They would go for subs at midnight to Henrietta, New York, for a meal subs. It was something to do. I think the guy got out of work at midnight, and so then she'd pick him up by our house because he didn't drive, because he murdered someone in Georgia before he ever married her, and he ran from them. I think he was some kind of a carnival worker. I really don't know. I was young. I didn't ask questions. I didn't want to know any more about him because of what he was doing to me. And he just fingered me while we were, I'd wake up while we were in the car on our way to a meals, or we'd be pulling in the parking lot with the lights on, and it would wake me up. And I think it was because he was stopping because there was lights around. I don't know. But he'd reach his arm over the seat, and I'd wake up so many times I couldn't sleep. And I tried not sleeping that way, but it was the only way with all the kids in the car that I could do it. And of course, I was a good girl and didn't say a damn thing and just suffered over it for years. And they did notice things were wrong with me. I just got withdrawn. I wasn't as vivacious. I wasn't as sparkly or bubbly. And so they took me for a brainwave, especially a 5th grade teacher. She noticed, I was just withdrawn. I wasn't even washing because, that keeps them away. You think if you stay dirty and, all that, they might not want you. Well, guess what? No, they don't care. They're not looking at your face or your body. I don't know. That was really crappy childhood. It's taken me a long time to get over it, and I don't know. It happens a lot. It happens to so many of us, and people don't talk about it. And it's a human, not a response, a human activity. That's so. But my my opinion's always been, if they don't know what to do with it, they shouldn't have it. They should lose it. And it, I'm sorry, but that's that's how I feel, and that's how I've always felt. It's just not right. As far as women going after men and abusing them, I don't understand how that happens. Now, grown men going after young boys, I get totally how that happens. I don't see it or understand it, but I get how that happens. And it probably happened to them when they were younger. And it's something that they haven't dealt with counseling, so that's why they keep pressing on, literally. Um, I don't know. I'm just saying my prayers this morning and thinking about the state of the world, and I know sexual abuse is a really bad thing, and because no one talks about it, and Oprah had all the men on it that one year, and damn it, I missed it. And then she had a really good one on, and I won't pay for cable, so I will never see any of hers. I had so many shows recorded for posterity. And of course, my wonderful cousin and his wife got me evicted from every home I ever lived if they didn't burn it down. And so I lost all my videotapes that I would love to have for digital. I don't know. I recorded them. I recorded them because I wanted to see them. And Oprah really had some good information. And she's being greedy and not sharing it. um, which I don't blame her. It's hers. She earned it. But she's got no kids to leave it to. So what's the big deal? It was public information anyway. Um, I don't know, but it does cost money to put it on tapes or DVDs. I know, even I know that. I used to make them for my friends. We were all poor, and it's easier to be poor together if you can do something for somebody else and they can give you a ride somewhere or something. And it keeps both of your kids out of trouble, or all them and all their friends. Hey, it's loud, so I don't know. And recordings, shit happens to that. Stuff happens to the recordings. Tapes melt, tapes get warm, DVDs get old. They got green spots in them. Damn it, I had so many. I had 40,000 DVDs when I went to move. Oh shit! I don't know how many tapes I had. Computer boxes full of videotapes. Which, yeah, I didn't have the storage space, and they would have been gone anyway by now. But I just wish I had the option to see my Oprah episodes that I totally missed, or if I could watch them now. Hey, maybe if I'm putting it out in the universe, she'll all of a sudden make them available. I don't know. That last year, there was something on in May about, I think, mothers and daughters or something. And I never did see that. I think it was a Mother's Day special. Thank you, Spirit. Um, yeah, I think it was a mother and daughter special or something. And I really wanted to see that one. But there were men on there that got sexually abused, even to talk about it. I think there was like 40 of them or something. And, it's real. It happens. And, I couldn't tell you what one of them men looked like, because it don't matter to me who they are or what they are. It's what they've been through and how they got out of it and what helped them and what might help me. You got to be open-minded about solutions in life when you're looking at problems. I mean, even little kids got great ideas. That's one thing I started to put on a video once, and I got distracted and forgot about it. But we live in a town that has a low bridge, and tractor-trailer trucks tend to get stuck in it and ripped open because they don't see the signs. They're sleepy or not paying attention, or the signs just sucked. I don't know. But it happens a lot. And once there was a little 8-year-old kid sitting in traffic. Everybody's backed up. It was hot. They wanted to get moving, or somebody had to go to the bathroom, or God knows what. And the little kid everybody's looking all around, scratching their heads. Police, everybody, and the professional driver, the little kid says, let the air out of the tires." So they let the air out of the tires, and the truck got out. Everybody's way and out from under the bridge. See, so you got to be open minded. You never know where your solutions are going to come from, really. And people just not discourage or not distract kids. Just they just don't take them seriously, And why not? They're the purest form of energy. They've got genuine insight. They're not distracted by bills and errands and chores, and they might have homework or their best friend on their mind. That's about it, Or it's just we gotta listen to everybody. Don't please keep open minds. This is actually what lets in the hate and the whatever animosity or competitive spirit, or I don't know what you want to call it, between people. You just why what's who cares who's got what, and once you get it, is it really what you wanted, or you just wanted it because it's what they had? That's so stupid. And the grass, I've never, well, I can't say never, but I very, very far and few between is the grass always greener from where you already are. You just got to look at where you are in a new light. That's all. And appreciate what you got, because God's getting, everything you have, God has given you permission to have, or you wouldn't have it. And He wants you to not take it for granted. He wants you to share. If it's sitting in your closet and been there for 3 years, go donate it somewhere. Give it to somebody else. Give it a new life, because it's making bad luck for you too. I've learned that keeping stuff around that you just don't use is not only greedy, because it could be helping someone else out in the world. And I've always believed in recycling. Way back in the 80s, it wasn't even popular, but I wish I had done it. But I, probably would have lost my shirt back then, because just, I was having trouble affording clothes for my son, and I tried taking him to a consignment shop, and I got like not even half the cost of a new pair of pants for my son, and I gave her like 10 pair of pants for my son, and they were nice stuff. I didn't buy him junk. And that just discouraged me, and so I started giving it to relatives if I could. But then my son got taller and bigger, and he was about 4 or 5, started getting grass stains and that on his clothes, and I was working a lot and wouldn't stand there and pre-treat him every damn time I did laundry, because it was every pair. He was really an active child and very hard on stuff, but that's good. That means he's vivacious. He's got lots of vitality in him, enthusiastic and loves life, so I can't begrudge him. He's getting into whatever he's doing. What happened? I don't know. Oh, the clothes. So, I wouldn't, so the clothes, I started buying them black. Luckily, Oshkosh Bagash came out with black jeans, so I started buying them. And Little Lee's kids, they had elastic on the back, and yeah, they had black too, so that solved my problem for a little while. But I didn't like the black, but I wasn't going to scrub. And I don't know. I never, and then he got bigger, and I couldn't give away his clothes. That was it. I'm sorry, it dragged out. I'm starting to get sleepy or groggy or hungry. Um, but yeah, and so I couldn't give his clothes away because his knees went through them. He was bigger and stronger, so his knees actually went through them, where he used to just get grass stains at the beginning. So I never got away with that, and I didn't get child support. The government made sure not to give me child support, not to give me really anything. Didn't tell me, didn't give me any counseling, didn't. I don't know. But that's okay. I didn't really want their help either. I was happy working and trying to get a better life. Because that's how I am, I guess. I never thought it should be any different. I never wanted a free ride. I never went for, like, when I lived with my son's dad. I never, back then, women were living with men. Well, first, okay, they'd have an illegitimate child, go on welfare, get food stamps and money, sit home on their butts, or worse, working under the table, whether they were babysitting or working and getting cash, even back, yep, in the 80s. And nothing was being done about it. And, they'd just sit home for years. Okay. And then they move on with their life. They get a boyfriend. All of a sudden, the boyfriend's up in there. And hey, guess what? The boyfriend's got a job. Unreported income, paychecks, plus, he's not paying a damn dime to live there. And meanwhile, the state's paying the bill. And then guess what? Woman gets pregnant, has a kid too, because they're getting away with it for years. And, it's just crazy. I forget what my point was. Oh, that wasn't me. I didn't do that. I wasn't going to do that. That's just dishonest, and I don't live that way. I don't know. Have a good day.